Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Glad to see everyone on the call. And welcome back to another week of Advanced Kingdom TV. And it's good to be back. It's good to be back. We had an extended break. Shake off the weekend, shake off the barbecue and all of the heavy things that you've been eating over the weekend. Shake it all off. We're back on the markets. We're back here together in community, and we are excited about it. It's good to see everyone on. As you come on, say good morning. Say good morning so that we know that you're here. And we see you in the chat. Good morning, Mia. Good morning, Kamika. Good to see you. Good morning, Tisha. Michelle is here. Dr. Tora is here. Dr. Ann is in the green room. Paula, good morning. Yeah, it's good to see everyone on this morning. Tell a friend, tell them we are live again. And the Lord has something in store for us again this week. We're excited to begin this week. We're excited to begin with prayer and devotion as we do every morning. Good morning, Michael. Yeah, every morning we turn our hearts and our minds towards Jesus. Today is just the same, nothing different. We're going to seek God in all of our ways. I'm going to bring up to the stage Dr. Ann this morning, who's going to be delivering our prayer and devotion.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Good morning, advancers.
I'm going to turn the platform over to you.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is a privilege once again to be with my family, my ATK family, and our friends who join us every morning for a word. Our scriptures today, I'm going to be coming from two scriptures mainly. And the first scripture is 1 Kings 18:43-6. And here we have Elijah sending his servant to go look for a cloud because he's expecting rain. And verse 43 says, "Go and look towards the sea," he told his servant, and he went up and looked. "There's nothing there," he said. And 7 times Elijah said, "Go back." The 7th time the servant reported, "A cloud as small as a man's hand is rising from the sea." So he had to send his servant out 7 times. It took him 7 times before he could see the cloud the size of a man's hand that was going to bring the rain that had already been spoken about. Our second scripture is 2 Kings 6:15-20. And it says, "When the servant of the man of God got up and went out early the next morning, an army with horses and chariots had surrounded the city. 'Oh, no, my lord, what shall we do?' the servant asked. 'Don't be afraid,' the prophet answered. 'Those who are with us are more than those who are with them.' And Elisha prayed, 'Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see.' Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hill full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha." So Elisha had to pray for him to see. And I believe that this is a season where God is going to take us from sight to vision. We've had sight, we can see plainly with our eyes, but God wants us to have more than sight. He wants us to have vision, because he's doing something in this season that he's made some promises, and he wants us to be able to see the promises before we see them. And so when I studied sight, it says sight refers to how well the eyes capture images, but vision refers to how the brain processes the information coming from the eyes. So the sight captures the vision, but the eyes capture the vision, the image, but the vision processes what the eyes give it. Unlike eyesight, vision is a thought process which emerges an understanding of what is seen. So unlike sightseeing, vision is a thought process which emerges an understanding of what is seen. Where is it? How to react to it, and it becomes information that we use our sensory systems to create the perception of a reality. So vision describes a more dynamic and interactive process. simply a whole information processing system developed through experience to gain understanding of the external visual space around us. So our sight sees something, but our vision makes sense of it. And the one example that I found that I liked was a baseball player. So essentially, a baseball player can see the ball coming with his sight, but it's his vision that he uses to adjust to say where I'm going to hit the ball, how hard do I need to hit the ball, what trajectory does the ball need to be in when I hit it. So his sight saw the ball coming, but it's his vision that makes contact to send the ball where it needs to go. And if you understand it, his vision actually had to kick in before his sight kicked in, because as he was preparing to hit the ball, he had to scan the field to see, where do I need to hit the ball? Where am I going to get the best advantage to at least get on base? Where is the weakest link? Where is the open gap? So he had to have a vision even before his sight kicked in. So his vision, he got a vision of where the ball needed to go. His sight picked up the ball, and then his vision kicked back in and then caused the ball to go in the direction that he wanted to go in. And so I believe God wants to change us from a sight to vision. And as I study sight and vision, I saw that there are, if you study the eye, there are sight problems, and then there are vision problems. And I didn't know it was broken down like that. I just thought everything was with your eyes. But I can't look at both. So I wanted to look at the problems with vision. What are the vision problems out there? And so the first vision problem is called binocular vision problem. And people who have this problem, their eyes are not in alignment. It's not in sync. So their eyes will transmit two images to the brain that are in slight different positions to one another. The brain won't accept the situation and responds by forcing the eye, aligning muscle to fix the problem by realigning the eye. The realignment is only temporary, and misalignment then occurs, which follows closely by realignment. So there becomes a continuous cycle of image misalignment and realignment. Misalignment and realignment. So one day I can see vision, the next day I can't. One day I believe God, the next day I don't. One day I can understand how the word works, and the next day I'm not. So there's a constant alignment and realignment. There's not a continuous alignment of, I see the vision, I'm going to walk it through. It's something that's always throwing you off. But guess what? James 1:6 and through 8 says, but let him ask in faith. Guess what? Not wavering. He that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. Let not that man think he shall receive anything of the Lord, because a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. God doesn't want us to be double-minded in our vision. He wants us to be in a place where we choose to believe him. We choose to trust him. Regardless of what my sight shows me, my vision is constant. Regardless of what my eyes want me to see, my vision is constant. I know what God has shown me. I know the true end, and that's what I'm going to focus on. The next vision problem that I found was lazy eye. And we've seen people, and we'll say, we'll see a person's eye moving one way, and we say, oh, they got a lazy eye. But a lazy eye develops when there's a breakdown in how the brain and the eye work together. And the brain cannot recognize the sight from one eye. Over time, the brain relies more on one than the other, the stronger eye, while vision in the weaker eye gets worse. So here you have one eye that's strong and one eye that's weak. And so we have an eye, our sight becomes stronger than our vision. And so my brain begins to rely more on my sight. My brain begins to rely more on what I can see with my physical eye than what I can see with my spiritual vision. My brain relies more on the fact that I'm not understanding this than the fact that God says that he's going to give me this, so I need to be continuous with it. My brain relies more on the fact that I don't see anybody else with what I'm believing God for, so why should I believe God for it? My brain relies more on the stronger, which is my sight, then the weaker, and my vision gets weaker, and it gets weaker. And the more my vision gets weak, the less I'm believing God, the less I'm trusting the word, the less I'm relying on what God has said, because I'm relying on what seems to be that stronger eye. God wants to correct that. He wants you to have strong vision. Not that you don't see, but that vision has to be strong. That's why the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. When we write it, we make it plain. And guess what? When I write it, I can see it. And guess what I'm doing? I'm giving strength to my vision. I'm giving strength to that weaker eye. As I read it, I'm giving strength to that weaker eye. And as I give strength to that weaker eye, then the eye that was the strongest start to lose strength. So what I see starts to lose strength, and what I believe starts to gain strength. So we want to fix the lazy eye vision syndrome. The next eye vision problem that I saw was eye turn. It's called eye turn. And it's a condition in which one eye is turned in a direction that's different from the other eye. I think we call that cross eye. And it's a condition in which both eyes do not look at the same place at the same time. It usually occurs in people who have poor eye muscle. People who have poor eye muscle, you can't control it. So you're looking everywhere. You're supposed to be looking at the word, but you're looking at what's going on over here. You're looking at what's going on over there. And nothing is making sense because you're looking in too many directions. One eye is here, one eye is over there. And when you look at, when God is trying to show you something, you got so many different things that your eyes are looking at, you can't bring your vision focused. But God is calling us to focus. Whose report will you believe? That's when you want to turn your eyes, you want to turn your vision to the things of God. You want to turn your vision to what the word says. You're going to have distractions. You're going to have social media. You're going to have other people. You're going to have all of these influence, but you want to focus your eyes in on what God is saying. You want to get back to the vision. You don't want your eyes turning every which way. You want your eyes focused on the vision that God is giving you. The third one is eye strain or eye fatigue. And eye strain is a common condition that occurs when your eyes get tired from intense use. And when I think about this, I think about people who have been believing God for a long time. You've been, what seems like a long time anyway. We know that in God's eyesight, 1 day is but 1,000 years. And so you've been believing God and you're not seeing it. You've been fasting and you're not seeing it. You've been praying and you're not seeing it. It's like, God, I'm just not getting. I've been studying the market and I'm just not getting. And your eyes are getting strained and you're getting fatigued because of the intense use of it. Like, Dr. McDaniel, I've been believing, I've been trusting God, I've been studying, but I just don't get it. But guess what I believe? I believe, like Jesus prayed for Simon, behold, Satan desires to sift you, that he may desires to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. Jesus said, but I have prayed for you that your faith fail not. And I believe that's what God is saying to you, those with eye strain and eye fatigue, that Jesus has prayed for you that your faith fail. You not understand. Faith is believing what we can't see. Faith is the vision part of our walk. Faith gives us vision. And so we're praying for you that your faith don't fail you, your vision don't fail you, you don't become fatigued in what you see. Galatians 6:9 says, do not be weary in well doing, for in due season you're going to reap if you faint not. So even though your eyes are tired, even though you've been straining and they're fatigued and you've been looking, continue to put the vision, continue to believe God, because I believe that the servant had to go back 7 times before he could see it. I believe God is saying, look again. I believe God is saying, go back again. And I believe, and I'm praying for you that God, you will open their eyes like Elisha's servant, and you will see. You couldn't see before, but God is going to open your eyes. And that's why he's sending us back to look again, because this time when we look, we're going to see it differently. And the last vision problem that we saw, that I studied, was color blindness. Color blindness, or color vision deficiency is what it's also called, is the decreased ability to see color or differences in color. Now, this is what was interesting about color blindness to me. Color blindness is usually an inherited problem. Man, color blindness is usually an inherited problem. How often are we stuck and we can't see vision because nobody in my family has done it, or has always been done this way in my family, or this is how my mom did it, or this is how my dad did it. And God wants to do something new. Isaiah 43:19 says, behold, I'm doing a new thing. Now it's springing forth. Do you not perceive it? God is saying, I want to do a new thing. I know it's been done like that. I know you have never seen it done this way before. I know everybody in your family has been in poverty. I know everybody in your family has been broke. But I want to do something different. I want to add some color to your life. I need you to look at it from my perspective. I need you to open your vision. God doesn't want us blind. He doesn't want us colorblind. Blinded. He wants us to have color. He wants us to see the different ways that God can move. He wants us to see the different ways that he can bless you. He wants you to open your mind so that he can show you the charts. Nobody in your family ever traded or ever invested, but that's okay. You're going to be the person that adds color to the family vision. You're going to be the person that brings in the red and the blue and the green and the orange. Before it was just black and white. This is the way it has always been done, and this is how everybody's doing. But God is saying, no, you're going to be the person that's going to bring in the color. I want you to bring some color into this. I don't want you to be stuck in the way it has always been done. I don't want you to inherit a color blindness problem. I want to give you vision with color. I want to do it differently. And I believe in this season of our life that God is calling us to look again. And you might say, I have looked 6 times. I've looked 5 times. But God is saying, go look one more time. Go look again. And I'm praying that God opens your eyes, that as you look this time, you won't just be seeing with your sight, but you will see with your vision. You will see what you can't see, because you will understand that my vision processes different than my sight. My sight just brings an image, but my vision has the ability to transmit or translate that image and make sense of the perception of the reality of what I'm seeing. So the test may have said that I have cancer, but my vision sees my healing. My bank account may say I'm broke, but my vision sees that I am wealthy. Hallelujah. Our vision can make sense of the perception of reality that our sight gives. We don't have to take what we see at sight and just be the end all be all. We have vision that we need to tap into. You have vision that God is giving you, that he wants you to see him. He wants you to see how he moves. And when you look at it this time, when you go back to the charts, when you go back to the doctors, when you go back to all the things that you've been trying, there may have been projects that you've been working on, things that you've been believing God for, and it just seems like it's not working. It seems like you can't get it. God is saying, look again. Go look again, because this time when you look, you're not going to be looking with sight, but you're going to be looking with vision. And every time you look at that thing, say, God, open my vision, correct my vision, whatever vision problem I'm having, correct it, God, so that I can see with the vision that you're calling me to see. And you be able to say, like the angel said to Zerubbabel, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord. And when I understand it's not by my might, it's not by my power, it's not by what I can do, but it's by the Spirit of God, I can look at it with vision, because I'm no longer counting on my ability to do it. I'm no longer counting on what I can do to make it happen, but I'm counting on what God says. I'm counting on what the word says. And I move from sight to vision. I move from just seeing with my eyes to seeing past what my eye brings, to making a different sense of it, to making a different reality of it, because my reality is rooted and grounded in the word. And because my reality is rooted and grounded in the word, there so shall my vision be. Let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this word today, God, that you want to move us from just having sight to having vision. And Father, many of us can identify with the vision problems that talk about today, but we believe that today is the day that you're going to begin to correct our vision, God, that you're going to begin to give us a new vision, that you're going to begin to give us a new reality, a new perception, God. And those things that we've been perceiving as impossible, those things that we've been perceiving that I've tried it, I've done it over and over again, that you're going to strengthen that lazy eye, that worn eye, that weak eye, that cross eye, God. You're going to strengthen all of that, and we're going to begin to see with the vision that the word tells us to see with. We're going to remember the promises that you made, and we're going to begin to see vision through the promises that you've spoken, Father, because you know that your promises are yes and amen. And because it's yes and amen, I can stand on it. I can see it. I can put it in my vision eye, and I can lay hold of it. And so, Father, I thank you for touching this community and any person listening to this call, Father, that today begins a new day of vision. God, that sight has limits, but vision is unlimited. And so we thank you. We give you praise. We give you glory, and we give you honor. And we tell you thank you in Jesus' name. Amen and amen.
Woo-wee. Good morning, Dr. Ann. Whoa. Vision oversight, man. Vision oversight. You broke that word down, Dr. Ann. You broke that all the way down to our understanding. Man, like so many people can see, but how many people have vision? How many people are really able to see in the future? If you see further, you can live longer. If you see further, you can live longer. It makes me think of a saying that I heard, you have to see it before you see it so you can see it. You're muted, Dr. Ann.
I hope I wasn't muted the whole time.
Yeah, no, just the last moment, man. That was such an awesome word. Like it even crossed into your mind matters.
Yeah.
Because it's all vision is all about the mind.
Yeah.
It's all about how the mind is processing what you're actually seeing, and if your mind isn't lined up with the Word of God,
right?
If your mind isn't rooted in the Word of God, if you don't have the mind of Christ, your vision's going to be a little off.
Yes.
You need some spiritual glasses at that moment.
Absolutely.
Some spiritual context.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Man, such an incredible word, encouraging word as well. We appreciate it. I'm gonna bring up Mr. Tim this morning. I know you got something to say, Tim.
Well. Vision oversight. No, that was a good word, great word. Really appreciated that. You know, there's as you were speaking, I saw a specific scripture that popped into mind when David said, "Creating me a clean heart, renewing me a right spirit."
Yes.
And I believe that it was God that said that that interpretation of spirit is vision. It's like creating me a clean heart, renewing me a right vision within me. And a lot of times, you know, how we move throughout the earth is dictated by our vision, what we are able to interpret based off of what information we're taking in.
Right.
And it's that communion with the Holy Spirit that allows us to have a right spirit within us. You know, and so I appreciate the word that you were speaking. I wrote down, I said, your future is contingent on vision. And you had said that that's related to your focus, that you can't allow yourself to see a lot of different things. There's a lot of different things going on, but you can't allow yourself to see it. And I think we're in a very critical time in the earth. I believe that there's going to be a great divide that's coming. This is what I've been seeing, is that there's a great divide. That it's not going to be, the states as you know it will not be the same. There's not going to be a middle class. It's not going to be where, okay, I can kind of get by, but what God has given us, he's given us vision to help us navigate the future, navigate these times that we're going to be entering into. And there's going to be a drastic change where you're going to have individuals it's going to be a big gulf where individuals are going to be on one side dealing with things that just because of the circumstances that the states will find themselves in. And then you're going to have individuals that were prepared, that followed the vision of God, standing on the other side, full of resources because of the vision. And so vision isn't a like to have. Vision is a must have.
Yes.
You must have vision in this time.
Yes.
And here's the thing, is that it's not for so that you can live comfortably, but it's so that you can survive.
Yes.
Like with the wrong vision, it will take you down roads that were meant to destroy you. But the proper vision will put you into a path that will cause you to thrive.
Yes.
It's going to be the difference maker in your life. And so I appreciate that word, that our vision, that our future is contingent on that vision, that we must have focus.
Yes.
Every morning we got to have focus because we're running with the vision of God in our lives. So I appreciate that word. Excellent word.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah.
Awesome word. Tim, you done got us on a whole nother vein. I'm not going to sit here and minister this morning. We're not. No, I'm not.
Welcome back, man. We back. You back. You had a week off. You're back.
You, Terrence.
Feels good to be back.
Yeah, glad to have you back, man.
You see, I got my vacation mode hat still on.
Yeah, no, I see. You guys had a good time over there.
Yeah, no, really good trip, much needed for sure. We got waiting in the wings. Y'all know her. It's the scalping queen. Dr. Denise King is sitting there waiting in the wings. We're gonna bring you on up this morning.
Dr. Denise is in the building.
Good morning.
Hey.
I'm so glad. I was glad for the break, but I miss my ATK family. I miss my Kingdom Advancer family.
We miss you too.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
I'm glad to have you back. I was we were holding it down. But I was like, man, we missing some folks. We missing some key folks in the community.
I know y'all were holding it down for sure.
Yes,
I was able to see today a few people face to face over the last couple days, and my face just lit up, because it's like, okay, my folks, I can see them. So I'm glad to be back on this morning.
Yeah. Welcome back.
It's nothing like Advanced Kingdom family, man.
It isn't
like it. Man, like I miss y'all. We went over there and got a tan.
I see, yeah.
Let's say burnt, okay? I was happy about it until I looked in the mirror this morning and my nose is starting to peel. So okay, I'm not going to have to work that out. But the break was well needed. It was good.
Now, did you do any trading while you were over there? You're on vacation.
I did some successful and some not, right?
Okay.
But I just shut the computer down. My friend up there, he was getting it in. And I was like, oh, so you're not down at the pool, okay? You're not down at the beach. What you doing? I'm like, okay, on the phone. What are you doing?
So we went with a big group, and yeah, there was times where I just slipped off. I was in the hotel room, and so my wife calls me, and she's like, "Hey, Denise is looking for you." She's like, "Where are you at? Are you up there trading?" So I didn't even call her. I just sent her a text message with a screenshot. I think I was up 1,000 right there.
Oh, making money on the vacay.
Had to do it. Had to do it a little bit.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, but no, like Denise said, y'all held it all the way down.
Yeah,
y'all held it down. I love it, Mr. Tim. Everybody stepped up. Like everybody really stepped up, and
we got a strong community. Yeah,
we do.
We got a strong community, and we're going to be pulling others from the community as well. I'm excited about. We put the training up on YouTube, but we didn't want to be hoarders of information. We wanted everybody to have the information. There's new information coming out, but we want people to get trained in. We want people to get strong in this field, so that that they can then turn and strengthen their brother.
Yep.
And their sister. And so we're going to be calling a lot of individuals up, that this isn't a place just to come, do your trades privately and sit. No, we got work to do in the kingdom. So it was great pulling people up. And we're going to continue to pull people up. Michael Looney was on the stage last week, and with the great words. So we're going to be pulling from him. And there's others that's in the audience, that's in the chat, advancers that have the mission in mind and have that kingdom mandate in mind that we're going to be calling up.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited about my brother Isaiah stepping up. I can't wait. Can't wait for that. There's.
I was gonna pull out. I was like, I'm gonna give him a little bit of time.
I was looking for a little bit of time. I tuned in especially for that, and I was like, "Oh, he ain't on that, man."
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm giving a little bit more time. I know he was feeling it. I just wanted to feel how the closeness of it. He's like,
He'll be ready. He got a word.
Oh yeah.
He'll be ready.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we're all back together again, like a big old happy family.
Yeah.
Ready to get rolling, get this week started. It's a weird week. We're starting on a Tuesday, but there's some news and some things coming out this week that we can definitely take a look at. So we are going to move forward and move into our headline news.
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm going to hit the button. For this week's headline news. What do we got in the markets today? Well, this morning with headline news, we got a few things going on. We actually got some red folders, which is we don't get a lot of those going through into the summer months. Don't get a lot of red folder news. If you were paying attention to news last week, NVIDIA was at the center of the news. The AI firm. AI is a big thing. It's here to stay. Companies are trying to figure out, and NVIDIA is one of those companies that is figuring it out, navigating the future with AI. Their stock, their earning report shot up. Indices shot up because of it. A lot of news. They did a stock split last week, which is really impacting. We're seeing S&P, all of the U.S. equities hitting all-time highs. U.S. 30, kind of the stubborn child, where it's testing the all-time highs, haven't broken, but NAS and S&P has broken those all-time highs. I'm going to flip over to the Forex Factory so we can see the red folder news that we have today. Not that button, this button. We got a lot of buttons to push, and this is the button that I want to push. All right, so what you're seeing now is Forex Factory. This is the for those that are just joining us, this is the news source, the primary news source that we use. We use a lot of different news sources, but Forex Factory has the economic data calendar. What's coming up on the calendar as far as the economy is concerned. And they're categorized in three different categories: yellow folders, orange folders, red folders. Red folders are high impact, highly likely to affect price. And we see today we have red folders with CB Consumer Confidence Report for the U.S. dollar. They're going to survey 3,000 households to see what they think about the economy. For some reason, that's important, and gives them a key in. That sample size gives them a key in on how the rest of the United States is feeling about the economy. Not really a huge sample size, but for some reason that's important. So we may get some volatility of hour and a half after the New York Open. Until then, we'll be in the yellow folder, orange folder world with housing reports, S&P composite month to month housing new builds, how many new builds there that's happening and whatnot. So that'll be orange folder and yellow folder news going into that 30 minutes after the opening bell. So it's not a huge red folder day, but we can see that DXY is in a critical area right now. And I will share that screen really quick here while we're covering headlines, because that has been the central figure in what we've been doing. So with the DXY, what's been going on is we've been somewhat in the range. We broke out of that range, came to a lower range, broke out of that range, and now we're in this bottom range. All right, and that's on a major trend line. We tested that trend line last week. We're coming back to that trend line to test it again. As you are well aware, as the DXY falls, U.S. equities are going to shoot up. Gold is going to shoot up. If DXY finds support here, U.S. equities are going to fall, and gold or metals will fall as well. That's important as we get the red folders news today to see how the DXY reacts. Will it weaken or will it strengthen? That will be the key focus today after the opening bell. Until then, we're just going to trade structure. And that is your headline news. So not a huge red folder day, but there is some key stuff going on.
Yeah, not a lot, but we got that 30 minutes after opening, and then we got that what is it, CPI year to year for the Aussie a little later in the day. But yeah, trading structure. Good to know what's going on, what's out there.
Yeah, that is. You don't want to trade blind. I mean, we don't trade news often. We just mark our levels. We don't trade new often, but it's good to know what's coming up.
Yeah.
Just to know to be cautious or to put the gas pedal to the floor.
Yeah. I had a moment last week where I did not look at news. I was in a trade and I'm like, why is it going the opposite direction? And I talked to Denise later and she was like, yeah, we had news. And that's what I forgot.
Yep. Yeah, you don't want to forget about that.
Yeah.
You want to have it in the back of mind. Plus, we had a lot of talking heads last week with FOMC. It wasn't really important, but they were moving the market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just keywords will move the market.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Tim, you know what time it is.
Oh, is it that time?
It is that time. It's disclaimer time.
Okay. I was about to say, let me see. Let me throw that up first. There we
go. Everyone take a few minutes, read over the disclaimer. It involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all individuals. Any live streaming of trading activities is for educational and entertainment purposes only. The content provided is not intended as a financial advice and should not be construed as such. Viewers are encouraged to conduct their own research and consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. The host or hosts of this live stream do not guarantee the accuracy, completeness, or reliability of any information presented and shall not be held liable for any losses incurred as a result of trading decisions made based on the content of the stream. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Viewers participate in trading activities at their own risk.
Good to know. Participate at your own risk. You'll see us take trades, but make sure you make your own judgment calls here.
That's why I'm so excited about the trading, the training that you just posted. Even though it was it's a free training, it's for Forex. It crosses over in the futures. What you guys will see is charting is charting. A strategy is a strategy. So for Forex or futures, it'll give you guys a leg up, and then we'll have that futures training coming out soon.
Yeah. And it's trading is trading. A chart is a chart. Chart is a chart is a chart.
Is a chart is a chart.
You know, it doesn't matter if it's stocks, crypto, metals, forex, futures. Doesn't matter whether you're counting pips or ticks. We can mark up a chart based off support resistance. So
that's the foundation.
It is the foundation. If you go through that, and we all went through that training or similar training on it as a community, and so we've been trading that style. Now we've developed that style. There's a lot of different niche type trading that we do that is a little more sophisticated, and some you know, goes a little bit past that, but it's foundational. It gives you that foundational that you can build off of. And then when the futures come out, it's not going to change too much of the strategy. It's going to change how the operating systems that we use. You know, so we'll use it'll change a few of the brokers that we use, a few of the prop firms, and how we calculate ticks and whatnot, and what charts we use. But for the most part, the strategy is still the same. Yeah.
Maybe on lower time frames, but
yeah,
but
that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. The time frames does shift, but I like that flexibility to be able to pivot. Go to if you want to go to forex, and a lot of times, news will come out, and you'll look at the chart. They'll be like, "Well, this news came out. Such said this, and it just skyrocketed. Apple dropped out of the sky." And off of this news, and then you go look at the chart, like, oh, it was at a significant key level that hit a level of support, hit this, and hit that, and fail. So the technicals line up with it. Like you could have predicted the news just by looking at the technicals. So yeah, that's why it's important, and especially if you're a long-term investor, it's good to even for you. It's good to know that you shouldn't just be such and such said to buy this stock. You should go look at the chart, do your technical analysis, and go about it that way.
Yep. It's a skill. It's definitely a skill. Well, I need everybody, even at home, do me one favor. I need y'all to put this up real quick. Just put it up because we going in the red zone.
Red zone time. Red zone is here. We've been waiting all week for this.
Listen, and I was on the plane. I was rocking on the plane like who was looking
it's
at
our theme music. It's our theme music.
It was looking at me like I was playing down, man. Red zone time.
Yeah. Well, let's do it. Let's
go. No, we got Billy off stage today. We may pull him up a little bit today, but hey, it's the dynamic trio. Me, Tim, and Calvin Queen herself. Me. Let's go. What are we seeing in the market so far?
Yeah, I just kind of touched on DXY, how it's falling. I like to pivot off of DXY and what it's doing and what it's got going on. So I'm going to be watching. The bears are in the market for DXY. I know it's going to fall to a level of support, whether that's because it's rejecting off of 105 and because it's broken structure. I'm looking at it to come down to retest 104. This is the key level that I want to see it break today. But as that pushes down, I'm going to be looking for gold buys, and I'm going to be looking for U.S. equity buys as this pushes down. So I like to teeter-totter. I like to move in the opposite direction of DXY with indices and metals. So that's really the primary thing that I'm looking at today. When I look at gold, starting to get that retracement already. Not really in a trend, but it did retest a low. If you were in Thursday's evening markets, this is the trade that we had marked out here in evening markets. We were expecting it to go retest the high, it did that, but it did it really slow. And so that slowness of it, you know, with this market, this retest, how it pulled back to liquidity, pushed up, created the high. Now it came back to retest the last high, give us the indication that we may be heading into an upward trajectory today, especially with DXY. If DXY retest 104, I would be looking for gold buys. And so now it's just a matter of where do I get in now that it's left. And you know the play, you know, whatever put in the low, we look for the opposite candle to be retested. Now we're a little late to this game because this green candle is the liquidity here, and that has already been retesting. We've been retesting liquidity, so that was kind of the play to get in and to take it to the upside. So if this level gets re-hit now, we would take that as indication, and then also now that we've broken out, we would just look for these next highs to be retested and then take it to the upside. All right, so that may happen here pretty quick, either at this level here off of the retest, filling in these candles to see if that holds. If it begins to come down, I'm gonna be looking for buys around here. So that's really would have loved to been in that buy, the initial buy, but we'll look for it again if it comes down to this area.
Yeah, that was a pretty strong trend line, like that 1 hour trend line on gold.
Yeah.
From about Thursday, 8 p.m. That, yep, right there.
Yeah, we were in evening markets and the price moved. So we got in pretty late. It spiked down, so we couldn't get in and start going up. And I was expecting it to rise all the way up to the retest. And so we got in a little late in evening markets. It rose, hit a level of, just created the new high. It actually got about this high and then retraced back to that trend line. And that trend line has been really solid for producing new highs. And so it came back up there, hit that trend line again off of the retest. And so, yeah, that was a really good support level to enter back into. So hopefully it does a little more dancing and retraces so we can get back in on that.
Yeah, I have another trend line, like following right from the peak. That's right at the, let's see, what is that? Monday at 9 a.m. That high, a couple more over to the right. Right there.
Okay.
Yep. It's a trend line going down from there. And then I think that 15-minute had, let me see. So I'm wondering if it's going to go back up there. Like if you look at the 15-minute, how that trend line is there.
Yeah.
If it's going to go back, retest that, come back down and break that. Because there's a lot of like fair value gaps. Sell fair value gaps up that way, and then it just rejected off of the 15-minute 50.
Yeah, it is a key area. That's the next level of old support, turn resistance that's rejecting off of. And that's kind of where I want it to send it back down before open and retest so that we can get in on the buys. Now that we've introduced somewhat of a head and shoulder pattern, broken through the neckline, pushed up, it'd be nice to have that neckline retested.
Yeah.
So we'll look for that play, just following the lower time frames. If the lower time frames push it back down to this level, may want to be prepared. I'm gonna move my alert up a little bit here because we got 2 liquidation areas here and here for potential buys.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like it's on its way down now. Another piece I like trading is NQ. NQ has put in all-time highs as well. So this was the all-time high here, and now we're right up against that if we're going to retest. What I like about this one is that it's producing these higher lows, and we've come down to a level of support. So it's really key. We got to be patient to see if we're going to break through this level of support and come down a little further, or will we just be bullish and continue that movement from last Friday's rally? It was going crazy last week. This rally up to the upside last week. So it was nonstop, overexhausted on all the lower time frames, and was actually in on these that bull run. I know someone else that's on the stage was also in on this rally to the upside with NQ, but we'll see if we continue that rally. It exhausted here. We've been dancing on that for a while, so wouldn't be surprised if we get a small pullback and continue to the upside. We got to see that if that level is going to hold as support.
Yeah, that's what it looks like on the higher time frames. Like it just wants to continue.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at it if it does.
Yeah, it's all space up there, so it's it's hard for us to see patterns beyond that. But at some point, you got to believe the bulls when they're in the market.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, at least testing the previous high or somewhere around there is what I'm looking for. So if it does that, that's a good move. Like, yeah, that's a good move for the day.
Yeah, it potentially could. If we're just looking at this just as a, I would like to see if it breaks through, then okay, yeah, we'll start looking at the retest to the downside. Mm-hmm. But if this level continues to hold and we start getting momentum, then we can have some upper targets that could challenge this all-time high.
All-time high, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, let's go. We need that market to move today.
Yeah, and it's kind of this pre-market has kind of been. It's like a Monday pre-market. I know it's Tuesday, but it's the Monday after the holiday. People are coming back from vacation. Nobody's hit the buy or sell button yet. We're kind of at a standstill in this consolidation range. Kind of makes me think that only algos are trading right now. So they're not determining high and lows. We're just kind of moving in this consolidated pattern. And we really got to see if these levels break or if they hold for the most part.
Now, I was surprised yesterday because when I got on, came back in yesterday evening, I kind of looked at the charts, and on the lower time frames, I was surprised that there was like really, like on that 5 minute yesterday at 9:25. I mean, it was some really good moves. Mm-hmm. On lower time frames on the Dow on a holiday.
Yeah. You're talking about AM or PM?
AM.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, AM.
Yeah, I just glanced at it briefly, but there was some solid moves on that. On that piece, then the market shut down for a little bit and then opened back up. So I'm kind of treating this as yesterday as like a Sunday open, more so. This Tuesday is kind of feeling like a Monday,
right? In
the markets, and where everything is settling out. We gotta get some some push to make this market move. Being at a standstill this long in indices is an indication of low volatility, low volume in the market. All right, so we did get that initial retest on gold, where it came back, hit the retest there, and now it's pushing to the high, and it's probably going to go. We'll see if we get a double top or if it pushes past that. That's going to be the next move. If we get the double top, then it's probably going to sell down and give us another opportunity. If it pushes past it, or it's going to use that as support and climb higher. So that was a decent move off of that retest, and we find those all the time. It's a retest of that last structure, and we push that to equal highs and possibly to the trend line. But good move, just watching it play out. I'm not sure if anybody caught this one or was in this one, but
maybe.
Are you telling on yourself, Terrace?
I maybe had possibly.
Okay, it's too many adjectives. Maybe, possibly. I could have been. I might have been.
Oh man,
I'm not sure, but
that's hilarious. That's
funny.
funny.
I got in late. I got in because on the 1 minute it was just a very good shark fan.
Yeah, it was
a very good shark fan, and so I didn't get in until it really started to break that bottom band.
Okay,
and then I just ran it up to that 1 minute 800.
Okay,
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But it's no, because Nedra called him out on it a couple weeks ago. Is that when Terrence gets quiet, and so I really didn't notice it until she called it out. But when Terrence gets quiet and started looking off to the other screen, you already know he's in the trade.
You already know. Yep, I remember when she said that.
It was just fast. It happened so fast, like because I wasn't looking at gold until like Denise, you said something. Man. Actually, maybe a minute before you said something. I switched back to the gold chart, and I'm like, "Ooh,
ooh."
Oh man!
Yeah, that was a nice pullback on the 1 minute because it came right off of that 50.
Yep, that 1 minute 50.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to enter into this short here, just based off of the divergence, because it's going to come back down. And all it did was retest that trend line.
Yep.
That we were looking at.
Yeah, we tested that 1 minute 800. Kind of broke above it, but couldn't really close, too much above that.
Yeah, and it's not the major move, but it is a good move for pre-market.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get that second test of the trend line, and I'm liking this movement on gold as it's going in and as it's playing out with structure. There goes those double bottom or those tweezer bottoms. It's not really too much length on the tweezer, but it is a tweezer bottom where it can't close beneath there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good entry into the buy.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was at a buy fair value gap right there too.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on with it. I just know, like when because I was talking, I had an alert there, and was talking. The alert must have went off because I don't see it no more.
Yeah.
But when you got quiet, I should have known.
Should have known. Should have known. Look, I'm gonna have to get in the screen and pay attention to his glasses. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
Oh, that's what you're gonna have to do. Listen, if it wouldn't have happened so quickly, I would have been like, "Hey, everybody, look!" And I already had like my trade box set up, so it was just like, and I didn't go in heavy. I just went in. I made 600 on it.
600 is good for like how many seconds, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. People work all week for that.
Exactly.
That's true.
Let's take a look at platinum, Billy's favorite, since he's not on right now.
See if we can get the same kind of play. Now it is retesting here on the we kind of were in this downtrend that we've been in, and so this last lower high we broke through, we're kind of retesting that last lower high there. So we are at a important level.
Yeah. And it seems like we had a rejection right off of that 15-minute 50. So let's see if it comes down to that, like that 15-minute 200 would be a pretty decent area. You'd be retesting to the left on the 15-minute.
Yeah,
what time frame are you on? You're on 5 minutes?
Yeah, this is the 5. This is the 15 here.
Okay.
I just went down to that because it put in a new high. It broke through that. I'm kind of not interested if it breaks down that low. I'm really looking for this level to hold. To hold. Yeah, because if it introduces a new high and then breaks down, that's a failed auction to the upside. And so that just tells me that that's just a pullback from this last run, and we'll probably go down lower, use that as resistance to the downside. So I'm looking for this current level to hold as support if it's going to buy. And again, it's on that liquidity level that we always talk about. These are the lows here. And this is really what it's retesting right now is the liquidity that introduced those lows are right here. So we'll just mark out this green candle that produced that, and that's currently what we're retesting. We don't want it to go below beneath that. Like this would be the final straw right there. So if you wanted to get into buys, this would probably be the opportunity to get into the buys if you're going to believe it, and then just put it below that low and then take that to the upside.
Right.
Sidebar, gold kind of took off.
Did it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for, because I mean you have this big down move, then you have the neckline, then you have that liquidity grab. This is just, heads are always liquidity, and so whenever you have that, you mark out that liquidity zone. So this becomes liquidity right there, which produces the neckline. And so that breaks, and this was the retest, and now the head and shoulder says that it's going to go and retest a lot of these highs. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Now, just structurally, that was a good entry into that zone. And it was coming down. We saw it coming down, and then it actually skipped. It actually gapped right here, and that's when I turned the chart and stopped looking at it. But that quick spike down, just to retest this neckline right here. So that was a good move in that one. But let's see if platinum does that, because we're kind of in that same setup where we have not as apparent, but we have this down leg. We have this left shoulder that we pushed up. This is the intent, and then it pushed lower. And so then we pushed up again, pushed and retested this neckline here. And if that holds, this is really the area that needs to be broke, that we could just continue to the upside there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna figure out platinum doesn't have micros, so micros. It's just the mini, so we have to go full contracts on this one. So I just want to see what that would be. Yeah, so like $160 per contract. And if we go in and risk 500, we need like, say 805 contracts. Maybe 4 contracts, maybe 3. Yeah, I would be comfortable with
380.
Yeah.
480 rather.
Yeah, I'm kind of comfortable with 3 contracts here to see if this is the bottom. And then possibly get into this one, knowing that we could retest this here. Yeah, so I think I'm going to enter into this one with 3 contracts. It's going to cost me, prices, 3 contracts as it comes down, it's getting a little cheaper. Let's see how low this gets. Because even where was the Sunday open? Or where was Tuesday? All right, so we opened way up here. Just look at a higher time frame really quick. Just to see where we're at. Completely opposite ends of the spectrum. So the daily is still bullish, which is a good thing towards this trade. When platinum moves, it moves a lot. It came off the 38.2, so our high target is 1100 is our high target. But we did get the double top here, which we couldn't pass through. So we need this to be the retracement and then head it up, which we are retesting this last high. We broke through, now we're retesting it. So, and that 4 hour doesn't look good too with the double top, but we have at least come back to the 50, which kind of cancels out that shark fin. We could turn around from here and get a pattern that looks like this, where we had the shark fin and then we start going into this range. That could happen. It hasn't proven itself to happen, but it could. So technically, it seems like a sound trade, and technically it seems like a good time to get into this. So I'm gonna take 3 contracts, risk 510 on this, and let's do it.
Yep. I'm doing the same thing, Tim.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Check VWAP. Yeah, VWAP's sitting up there as well. So we know VWAP, session anchor VWAP, acts as a magnet. So we'll at least want to get up there and then protect the trade at that point.
Yeah.
That looks like a good area to protect the trade. And we got enough room to at least allow it to pull back without breaking these lows, and then head to the upside. So we'll see. Got about $500 of risk right there, and we'll let that run play out. Chat, what do you think about that? This platinum play, where it's at. And price is getting really cheap right now. So we'll see if this level is going to hold. This level right here is important level as well. So kind of like that it produced that. It's not really a tweezer, but it's still a test. It's where you get these bottoms where you can't close. It's not producing lower lows. So it is a test at least. But we'll let this play. We'll let it play out a little bit. Kind of like where it's at. All right. We're still in consolidation on NAS, but I also like this buy on NAS right off of the trend line. It's kind of the same look as what we're talking about with platinum, that it's created its bottom and has retested that bottom multiple times. And then it came back to retest. So it's really range low to range high, but we need it to break out. And I think that's going to be the play on NAS, is to break out of this range, break out of climb on top of 18,930 and stay above it. So once it breaks up above, come retest that and stay on top of it. That'll be the entry into NAS. I'm putting an alert here at range high. Because it looks like it wants to create the bottom and climb out of that, but you really need 18,930 to signal that it wants to climb on top of it. And that it rings a bell. Let me see. It rings a bell because I think I was talking about 18,940 before for some reason. Let's see. I think 18,940 has been yeah, it was a few times. So that 18,930, 18,940 has been given resistance for a while, and we've collapsed from there. Prices collapsed from this level. It's supported here before, but it's collapsed from that level as well. So that's what level we're bucking up against. That's why we got to climb on top of that. If not, we'll just fall straight through. That's what we've been doing, is falling once it reaches this level.
Yeah, that's not a bad range that it's been in either.
Trading range.
Yeah, trading range. I'm normally looking for the 25, at least 25 ticks in that range, but I think from bottom to high it's about 18, somewhere around there. That's not bad. Denise, have you traded that at all?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to put you on the spot.
I know you did, but no. No. I think over the break, I just took a break. And just because I really don't shut down my mind. I'm always like going with something, so I did take advantage of the break and not even really, I didn't even chart while I was gone. I jumped in here and there, but looking at diversifying a little bit. So I'm studying gold and NAS a little bit more.
It's like, I like that, to have a couple different things to go to and to see. I mean, a lot of times when you step away from one pair and go to another, to come back to that, you can understand it or see it a little bit better.
Yeah. We got some good feedback in the chat as well. It looks like Dr. Ann was waiting for a lower drop on platinum. Mia is in on platinum already. Tamisha said she likes the trade. She expects it to drop lower with those opening bands.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
We're gonna ride this one out, Tim.
Yeah, I mean it's we're only risking $500 on it. You know, it's like we're not risking 3,000.
Yep.
You know, so you know the tension isn't off too bad.
Yep.
And you know, if it pushes past that, then we can look at the bottoms. But I really expecting this level to hold. If it breaks, that's a break. To me, that's a breakdown in structure.
Yep.
Yeah. Because right now that I was kind of undecisive on that one because of how that, like the 1 minute and the 5 minute looked. But we'll see. I do have a zone marked out just to kind of see if it retests that. And give me an idea there. And we are getting into like the buy fair value gaps, but it might be a little bit lower right where that 200.
Yeah.
You know. But we'll see how that goes. What else you been trading? Anybody?
Just real quick, I'm just gonna add one right here at this level because price is so cheap. I'm gonna leave the same stop loss.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only like maybe $50, something like that, right where it's at. Just added one contract. But as far as what else I'm trading, so yeah, this is I just want to see if this level holds. But
go ahead. Yeah,
oil. Yeah, oil has been another one I've been playing with because of the movements. Movements have been really good.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's falling through. Yeah, no longer interested in this one.
Thinking about to cut my losses on there.
Yeah, I'll let it hit my stop. But yeah, that's a break of structure right here. I mean, if it does produce if this is liquidity, which I don't see it being liquidity, I see it being a break of structure. But if it is liquidity and a retest of this level, I mean, I could see that, but I'm looking at this as a break of structure. Like that was a new high that was created. This candle should have been the candle that grabbed liquidity and pushed to the upside. So now I'm looking at platinum from the downside that was liquidity from the upside that was carrying this move. That was the retracement from that move, and now we're headed to the downside possibly.
Yeah.
So 550 was lost. I'm still in one contract. That bottom contract I'm still in.
Okay.
It took a 480 loss.
That's still not bad. You know, that's recoverable.
Yep.
Risk management.
Yeah, and I was up 6, so I'm still.
Oh yeah, so you're still up, regardless.
But it looks like Tim holding on to that one might have been a good idea.
Yeah, it's I don't like the break of structure right here. So I'm probably going to end up cutting this one. I'm just trying to put in a limit order for it. Buy limit for one. Oh, I mean sell limit. Sell limit. Let's do a sell stop. Yeah, right below that one, because that has to be either that's going to be liquidity and run up, or it's not. So I'll just put it right below that, and that'll be the new entry. And but structure wise, it's not a clean structure to trade this way. So we'll see if it runs to the top. We'll see if that runs. Very cheap at this moment right now too, if anyone's considering this. But
let's see here.
yeah, and gold, that was a nice gold buy to the top side. A 1 to 10 off of that retest, and then off to the races. So I'm expecting to see if platinum would do the same thing, if it wants to play around or not. Let's look at silver. Then I'll jump to oil. Evening trading is tonight, Mia. We do have evening trading at 8 o'clock tonight.
I'm gonna jump on tonight.
Yeah.
Our dinners were so late that, you know, Terrence and I talked about it a couple times, and we are probably the funniest two people to be on vacation. And then we're looking at our watches. We're looking at the watch. We're looking at the phone. We're looking at each other. It's like,
oh wow, that's funny.
We would find each other and be like, "You getting on?" I sat at one of the dinners, and I did pull up the night trading on my phone. And
I think I saw you one night pop in.
Yeah, I couldn't hear nothing. I was like, what are they doing?
What's so funny is, like, you know how you go someplace and people speaking in a foreign language? Well, that's me and Terrence, okay?
Like,
so everybody else is talking, you know, whatever. And we got our own language going on, and we're just like in our own world over here, and everybody else is doing their thing, and it's like, okay, let's come back. It's vacation, come back. Right. And then we're gone again. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, it's been good, and night markets is you have to exercise a lot of patience. Sometimes it moves great right at that 8 o'clock hour. Price will start moving, and it's usually structure that it moves off of. And I am 80 really quick on oil. 80 has been the target that we've been rejecting off of, and looking to see if we're going to head there. To 80. We're kind of breaking this resistance here and heading up that way. So we broke through, retested, and started to head up that way. I'm thinking that if we're going to push to 80. And it's kind of cheap at this point to see if 80 is going to be the target there. But yeah, with that market, let me just do this one. So it's like $26 per on the micro chart with oil. Now probably we'll put in just 10 there. I kind of like that structure. I don't have much risk on with one contract on platinum. I don't have much risk on. So I want to see if 80 is going to get hit here on oil. But yeah, night markets, sometimes it moves fast where the moves happen, and then sometimes it's slow. And so what we've been trading on is Nikkei primarily on fast markets. Like we traded, it's actually hit our I may have an old contract on. Yeah, this was the last, I think this was Thursday's. Yeah, this was Thursday's move. So this is the 8 o'clock candles right here. And so it pushed up, but then it's just been kind of sitting and retesting these last lows, just sitting there. And it's climbing. It's like it's getting there slow. Sometimes you'll get the candle to, like this is an 8 o'clock candle here, where it just runs up and hits take profit, but sometimes it'll move kind of slow in that direction. So this one's moving kind of slow. It's still the same trade idea, but it's just moving slower. And then we traded gold as well.
Mhm.
When was that? Thursday? Yeah, actually, we was in. This was an 8 o'clock candle at the bottom. Where was the 8 o'clock? Yeah, 8 o'clock was right here. This candle. So it pushed up, grabbed liquidity, and then ran up. So, yeah, it's an interesting market to trade. Interesting, fun market to trade.
Yeah, I just flipped back over to NAS, just watching it range up, down, up, down.
Look at this platinum move. That was a bottom liquidity grab on platinum. Just to stop out all the everybody that had their stops too low or too high, and then it runs off.
Yeah.
And you said NAS is just going range high, range low.
Yep.
But look at those tweezer bottoms right there at the bottom of that range. Not really tweezer bottoms, but still, if the previous candle is lower and this one's higher, I still like that exhaustion on that one to push to the high side. I had to break that. As long as that last candle wick isn't broke and we stay on top, that's still a good thing. Mia, are you still in platinum? Who's all still in platinum right now? Yeah. Are you trading range high, range low on NAS?
I'm not right now.
You just got out? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trading it right now, but this is like the market that I would trade in when it's ranging high, range low. It's typically fairly easy to read the markets, but I'm still very, very selective on which ones that I would take. So looking up at the 1 minute around 7:17, when it gave me a clear shark fin, that's one that I would have taken. But yeah, it's just going range high, range low.
Oh yeah, this one
markets. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's accumulating for something. It's accumulating for a move.
Yep.
So it could be, whenever it makes a move, just notice where it accumulates, it then makes its move. It accumulates, then makes its move. And so you get a lot of that accumulation before the move. And so now we're just trying to see if it's upside or downside. Move. And my bias is upside. I'm just we're coming off that major news last week with NVIDIA, earnings report. It's just I expect this level to be broke. So if once we get closer to open, if this just breaks, depending on where we're at, I may catch an opening to the upside.
NVIDIA, I've been watching that from like the last year and a half. The prices on that are just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Because it started out the year at like 484 and it's almost to 1,000 now.
Yeah.
Just since January of this year.
Yeah. It's a interesting stock. Definitely. Like that upward trajectory, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's like at this point, like, are we going to see a pullback? I mean, it's had one, but it's just the strength of this stock is just crazy.
Yeah, and still pushing. Yeah, yeah, it's carrying Nash right now. With it being bullish, it's just a good stock that's really carrying Nash. Nash is really reacting off of that news.
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle hit her target on gold.
All right,
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Dr. Lakeisha was even on gold. I think she's still on vacation.
Yeah.
Made my profit for the day while on vacation. Yeah.
There we go.
We need some B-roll footage of that, Dr. Lakeisha.
I just saw her message.
Oh man.
No, Dr. Lakeisha, you should not do what I was doing. You should just enjoy your vacation.
Yeah. No, we got a lot of B-roll footage from Dr. Lakeisha this past week, so we really appreciate that. Mia says she's up for the day, profited 1,000, lost to 500. Nice. That's the way to do it.
Dr. Lakeisha talking about I was feeling like an underachiever. It's so tempting. It's so tempting. Yeah, that was a beautiful move on gold, though.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, still expecting that to push up. Still has room to push up, but I think we'll get a small retracement. But yeah, that retest right there was a good entry into that. Now, Terrace, you just caught it up to the trend line, or okay?
Yeah, that's all I did, and then I looked away from gold. I probably shouldn't have looked away, but I did and missed the move.
There'll be another one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is the thing when you're looking at a lot of different instruments you're trading. I've been just watching NAS like a hawk right now. So I'm not in a trade tip. I'm just watching.
Watching range high, range low.
Yeah,
I just got the alerts there. I mean, I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Once it breaks out.
Yeah, I was hoping this last push up, it at least pushed to the top of the range. It did not. And it looks like it just kind of stalled out at the 1:50 and pushed back down, which was a little above a middle band on the TDI. It's pushing back down, and it's come back to the bottom, and I got a small trend line right there, so it'll probably push back up. I'm just not sure how much it's going to push back up. So it's not a trade for me unless it gets down to like that bottom band on the TDI.
Well, let's watch this so you wouldn't take the trade right now?
Not yet. No, it's okay. At the bottom of the range. So it's going to react. So I actually may get in right now.
All right. So let's look at this. To the top of the range, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's going to push all the way up though. But I got it going to 1931. I have a stop loss at like 1911. Well, excuse me, 18,911.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this one with you. Going in really light. A lot of base hits this morning.
Yep.
So I moved my stop on platinum. I moved it to break even. Just because I only have one contract on, so a risk-free trade. So I don't have any risk on that piece. And then I'm also in oil. I have 10 micro contracts on oil off of. Really, that's not my. This is really what oil looks like for me. I'm taking that to 80. So that's the oil trade. And then I'm have taken the small one on NQ with terrorists.
Yeah, it just dropped.
Well, just waited for me to get in. I think I'm a market mover. I think I'm a market mover.
It dropped out the range.
Well, you're still in, right? You're still in it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if this level holds. Nope.
Yeah, I'm out.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is range trading.
Mm-hmm. Listen, so you asked me would I take that one?
Yeah.
Like, I really try to be strict with these kind of range trades because I want to see a shark fin if possible. Give me a solid shark fin at the bottom of the range. With other confluences, that's really when I want to take it. Sometimes you can kind of get lulled into taking some of these, but yeah, you have to be strict with range trading.
Yeah, it's outside of the outside. I mean, it's the break of the range that you trade the breakout of a range. Yep. And so it usually breaks, retests, and then you enter in off the retest of the range. But this one is kind of the ones where if I'm going to lose money for the day, it's these type of trades where you have a level that is broken through and it potentially could be liquidity because you don't see the news that makes it sell off.
Yeah.
And so if this pushes down, those are the kind of trades that I lose money on because I'll enter right back into this even heavier on the to test the as treating this as a liquidity grab.
I'm sitting here thinking about that too, so don't convince me.
Yeah, but it is there is a breakdown right here in structure because this was the last support and we've broken through that, and so there is a breakdown of structure right here, and we failed to produce the high, but we have all of this fair value right here of orders that need to be put in that we probably will come up and get this. So let's look at, I'm going to hold off for 12 minutes. I'm going to let the 30-minute close, the hour close, and see if it closes above the session anchor VWAP.
That's what I was looking at because going back and forth, and it's like that you've got less than 12 minutes now to the next hour candle, and I'm like, let me just see what that looks like before I decide to do anything. And you got news at 8 o'clock. So it's an orange folder, but still I've noticed we still get a lot of movement, especially on the lower time frame, and that's S&P composite at 8.
He says, do you look at S&P? I do look at S&P. I like trading. If you look at S&P is so closely related to NAS. If you look at for futures, bang for the buck, the price movements on NAS are greater than the price movements on S&P. So for the same move, you just get more value out of NAS than you do S&P. And so usually I'm choosing NAS over S&P for the most part. But do like structure. I think S&P is an entry level for indices. If you're getting used to indices, S&P obeys structure quite a bit. And so it is a place to look at. When I was looking at S&P earlier, I was waiting for the retest of this level. To see if we're going to break above this level. And we fell off, came down to the trend line, which is session anchor VWAP. I mean, you can treat that as a support retest of old resistance that's here. But it's like wait and see on this one as well, that is to see if this level is going to hold. Uh, 18,882. Yeah, really kind of the same thing with S&P. If I got you right, Dr. Ann, it's the retest of that level of old resistance, breakthrough and turn support. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of trade are you on, the upside or downside for S&P, Dr. Lakeisha? Yeah, all right, just to be clear, the color of the folder determines the effect on an event. Yeah, on Forex Factory, it's historical volatility that folder causes, or that news causes. So red folder usually impacts the price movement of the US dollar strength, or whatever it's on. It could be a currency, a foreign currency, or whatever. But a red folder was going to impact, so it should impact the price movement. And that has the potential to break structure. Red folder news usually breaks structure, or at least push it down the structure. Orange folder is less impactful. That's like a mid-range impact. And then yellow folders is low impact. Terrence, are you in on this? Nah, still? Oh, he's off. Okay. Oh, what is this?
I am not.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was we could see it. It's retesting right now. I think, yeah, it's that 1 minute shark fin that grabbed liquidity and now running to the upside of that range.
Yeah. See, this is what happens when you step away just for a moment.
Yeah.
A good little run. I don't know if it's going to break that 1 minute 50 right now, but that's a good run. Let's see how many clicks that is from the bottom. 21, 22.
Mm-hmm.
So if everyone studies, Kamika, you're in it, nice. And Dr. Lakeisha, your S&P should be doing the same thing. Yeah, it's time to protect the chain. It just dropped into the range, so now you got to protect the trade. Because yeah, that was a good move. But if everybody just studies this kind of stuff, like if you look at inverted head and shoulders or head and shoulder patterns, you get that left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and it's the pattern. Well, if you can look at the pattern, but if you understand what the pattern is doing, it usually the way that we trade is that price, you will look at it and say price is going to go up. And in order for price to go up, there has to be a transaction. So for there to be buyers, there have to be sellers. So you have to induce those sellers into the market so that you can get your buy transaction on a large scale. And so usually what happens is you'll have an evaluation that price is going up. In order for big commercial traders to get that kind of price movement, they'll introduce seller opportunities, and that's usually called liquidity grabs. And so those liquidity grabs come down lower than previous price, and then price pushes to the upside. It gets everybody to sell, and then the buyers come in and take over the market. And so usually the way to avoid becoming a seller too early is just through the retest. And so if you're thinking that it's going to turn bullish, the green candle that introduces that low, you mark that out as liquidity. So liquidity is right here. And you wait for price to break through that. Usually you want to see it break through with force, but then it comes retest that liquidity area, and that's where you enter the buys to the upside. And that's the same thing that happened with gold this morning, is that price pushed down low here. You had this consolidation over here, and price pushed lower. And so if you thought price was going to go higher, what these buyers did was they enticed the sellers. So the sellers got into the market here, and all we did was mark out this green candle that introduced that low, and we stretched that over, and that became liquidity. And so liquidity hit, and then price took off of that liquidity level. And so that's a easy way. We call it inverted head and shoulder. This is left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That's an easy way to get into those buys for a very cheap cost off of these retests of liquidity. And that's what NAS looks like it's doing, is that we think that it should go high. We're coming off of great news with NVIDIA, and that's a major NAS stock. That's and tech is going heavy. So we think that it should be bullish today. It introduced this low that got the sellers there so that the buyers can come into the market. And so now we're waiting for what introduced this low. We're waiting for that to be retested. And I'm just going to move it to a 5 minute, because I think it's a bigger range. And that's this green candle. We're going to stretch that green candle over. And now that we know where the levels are, we can clean up our chart. So let's remove everything, take that green candle, stretch it over. That's liquidity. So now we are rejecting off of that liquidity. That's the second test, is that this level here was support. We broke through. Now we're retesting it as resistance. Right. And so we're not going to enter into buys until this level is broken through. And then we retest this level, and that holds as support. We'll enter into the buys to the upside, which is going to happen. We're going to eat up a lot of this move, because this is all fair value right here. So we're going to eat up that move, but we just got to be patient and wait for that to happen. Right now, it's rejecting off of the retest, which tells us that the bears are still in the market. So we got to wait for them to exhaust. We'll get the push up, come retest that, and then take it to the upside. And I would just be ready for that, because it may be a quick spike. It may just be one 30-second candle that pushes up, that next 30-second candle, test it, and then it goes to the upside. So just be cautious of that when it occurs. And I'm going to move down my alert here, just so we can see when that level is broke. Nice. Dr. Lakeisha hit her TP on S&P. She's making money while on vacation.
Exactly. Yeah, that's good.
Nice. Good work.
And we're like 1 minute off the news.
All right, so we got eyes on that. Let me just check some levels. All right, so gold is going to be impacted by this news a little bit. This is the next retest for gold. We've broken through that trend that we had. So this was resistance. Now we're going to retest that at support. So this is going to be the next retest for gold. News, see if news will spike it down there, and possible re-entries into buys. I'm gonna put an alert here. Let's see what oil is doing. Oil just spiked through, so I'm down on that. Let me pull that one up. What's going on with oil? All right.
So we just had news. Let's see what this composite was 7.4, which actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. And that HPI home mortgage price, purchase price of homes with mortgages backed by Fannie and Freddie Mac was actual greater than forecast. So what did DXY do?
Yeah, it's just hanging out at support right now.
It's still.
Yeah, it's we gotta see if this level closed, but it's on that trend line that produced this highs at the moment. We're just trying to see if that is gonna hold.
Yeah, because it looks like DXY is gonna push up. Dow is going down.
Yeah, I really think DXY, we got to see if 104.5 holds, but if not, we'll head down to 104. Really expecting the buyers to be in the market this morning. So this is that crude oil. This, you see how dirty crude oil did to me?
Did it go down?
Well, it went down, took me out, and then went up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I remarked that, but I kind of like those buys because it's the same. I mean, it's the same strategy. If I'm looking at 80 and we introduce this low, this candle right here is the liquidity. This is my original entry, really.
Mm-hmm.
And so we broke through that. We retest it. We rejected off of it once, and we got to see if it is going to reject to the downside. But if it breaks through, that's going to form that right shoulder to the upside. That was a great buy, which is the reason why I like the coat analogy, is that if you get in on a high price, move it to break even, because if price goes lower, you can take the coat back, get a cheaper coat.
Mm-hmm.
Same coat for a cheaper price.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about price on these auctions. You want it on a cheap price. You want price cheap. And not only you, but all the other investors want a good deal on their stuff. And so they wanted to take the buys up at $79.80.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so that's where the buyers wanted to buy. They didn't want to buy it at $79. They wanted to buy it at $79.80. It's 20 cents difference, but that introduced all the buyers to take it up to the upside. Like, it seems like a sophisticated system, but it's really just that. It's people just want a good deal,
right,
on their investment. Yeah, that was that breakdown of NAS. Like, we broke through, retested, stayed lower. So now let's see if this level is going to hold, because right now it looks like it's selling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at.
Yeah. And see, we're still below that 50, the 50 on the 5. and the 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Yeah, I think it's gonna, where's the 1 hour?
The 1 hour 50.
Yeah, the 1 hour, we're below all of that. So I'm thinking, are we gonna see this like fall through the bottom of this down to that down to that 4 hour, the 4 hour 200, which would be the 1 hour 800.
Yeah, it's really a test. We're at all-time high. All-time highs are sitting right up here.
Oh yeah.
That we're coming down from.
Okay, I was looking at NAS, so I'm on a different one. No, I was looking at Dow. So sorry.
Oh, okay.
Forget my numbers there. I was looking at the other one. I was looking at NAS.
Okay. Well, we can switch to the US 30. We haven't talked about US 30 too much.
No, we didn't today.
It's been quietly sitting in this range on US 30.
Yeah.
So same thing. We need a breakout
For sure. And I'm wondering today, you got consumer confidence at 9. Is that a weekly? How often? No, it's a monthly.
Yeah.
Okay, so last week, was it last week it was Michigan numbers, something like that. Let me go back. Or at least I thought it was. No.
Yeah.
Oh, on Friday was U of M consumer sentiment.
Waiting for volume to come into the market. DXY sitting at 104.4, in between 105 up here and 104 down here. It's on a level of support. We got to see how that's going to move. That news is going to potentially help it.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. Coming back home, I got my little space heater right here, because I'm like, this is like from 90 to 50. Yeah, my body is not handling this well. You can see I'm like got the jacket all the way zipped up to my throat. I'm like, I'm not handling this well.
See, when you live in the North, you come back acting brand new, like you ain't from here.
Hey, Tim, take a look at NAS.
Okay.
So it looks like we pushed back in within that range.
Yeah, it's still the same play. That's a nice double bottom right there.
Mm-hmm.
Still the same play. I want to. This is the retest. This is the liquidity that produced that bottom. So we still want to see that broke and then retest it and then enter off the retest until it climbs on top of 18,930. Now remember, between that 18,930 and 940, if you look left, that's where price was rejecting off of a lot of times in the past. And so we really needed to climb on top of that and head to the upside. So we got a lot of rejections between 940 and 930.
Yeah.
And a lot of accounts were liquidated just because of that rejection. So we're going to wait for it to break with some force and then retest. Enter off that retest for the larger move, and then outside of that, we can catch scalps range high to range low. All right, let's switch it up here. Let's see. Let's see. We got to get with Isaiah to get some updated beats. Yeah, we haven't taken too many A setups. These were mostly find something to do in the morning type setups. Really starting to like this price of oil. Quick look at Bitcoin, which is still in that range. 72 is acting as resistance on Bitcoin. It's going to cycle through a few. Wheat looks like it's a buy opportunity. This looks like a nice buy opportunity on wheat. We had a Sunday opening gap. We're just filling the gap here on wheat and potentially could take wheat to the upside. I think I'm in the right contract. I think it's a July contract. This trend has produced higher highs. That's at 78.6. As a possibility. This is a full contract. It's $412 per contract. Let's see. I'm gonna watch how this one moves. I think I might turn this one into possible. That up to the pending watch list. Just cycling through these. And if you see anything, let me know. I'm just gonna cycle through, see what these are doing. Oh, who's filling orders? I heard it. Who's in the trade?
Wasn't me.
It was me. It was me. It was me.
Hold on, what you in, huh?
I'm just doing just a quick on gold on the 30 on gold. I saw a little pullback, so I got in on gold. I just did 10 contracts.
Oh, it's pushing too.
Yeah, there it goes. Awesome. I'm gonna get a couple $100 and then I'm getting out.
It's still pushing.
Yeah, it's still pushing.
Yeah, it was just a little bit. I could see why it pushed there.
Yeah.
I had my alert just a little bit lower, but I could see it retesting this zone here. So that was the retest up here.
Yeah, and I think I've got a target like right at right at 2362.
Okay.
So I'm just watching that. If I make 3, I'm good because it was like a late move. But I think it's going to go past that. Let me see.
That's a good move. Good move.
Yeah, the TDI is in a weird place, but I think when it hits that that 800 on the, I might get out there. The 800 on the 30 minutes. That'll give me about $400.
Nice. That was a good move. And possibly could be coming up even higher.
Yeah.
Michelle says she got a few more dollars too.
Yeah.
Nice. Michelle is killing it.
I see.
That's good. I love to see it. Everyone's making money. I took a couple L's, small term, and still have platinum as it's still pushing up. So I'm looking for that. Usually when platinum starts trending, it'll start pushing up. Would love to have 3 contracts on, but it wanted to take us out before we did that.
You know, I had a couple. Well, I have a small account that I just I needed to rebuild because of a few losses. So I'm like, okay, let me just do small amount, a little bit at a time. I can get that account back up.
Yeah, that's a skill set to rebuild. Everyone has to master that. It's like rebuild is reduce the risk. I know people want to go in heavy, but it's like, no, reduce the risk and take incremental steps. You know, you're not trying to get back to where you were.
Yeah.
You're just trying to make little improvements day to day.
Right. Little by little. You know, it's not to give the account up and just say, oh, you know, I'm not at my margin yet and I don't have much left on here, but just little by little you can rebuild it.
Yeah.
You just have to have the patience to do that.
Definitely takes patience. I got
It takes
two
patience.
accounts that I'm trying to slowly do that with.
Okay, so that was a good one. How much did I make on
Nice.
that? I made $496. So I
Nice.
was a little slow in moving my take profit, but 500 is not bad for a few minutes there. So little by little.
No, that's good. Take that all day. Michelle says paper trading. Listen, don't knock the paper trading. Paper trading is where it's at. Like,
Yes.
we all get there and have to learn, and it helps build confidence. Like, that's the beginning stages. And often, even as an expert, you got to go back, just get your routine. Go to that paper trading for a little bit just to get your routine dialed in. You know, it's like baseball. You're watching baseball. You see the pitcher warming up. He's throwing pitches in the where it doesn't count. He's in the just throwing pitches, and then when they call him, he's ready.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're about 9 minutes away from open. We should see some volume come back into the market. I suspect gold will continue on this run. I expect NQ to continue on its run. We're starting to get that break of structure right now on NQ. And remember, this idea was based off of retest. So we're looking at it breaking through. This isn't really a breakthrough. We're looking for it to break through and then come back, retest, and stay on top of 1830. So we haven't done that yet, but that's what we're expecting to happen. And this is one of those ones prior to on the in our analysis, this wouldn't be a trade that we would take a year ago, because TDI is at the high. But when you have momentum coming in, you're looking at the structure, you're able to dissect where we're at in time. We're now able to get in on these trending plays on these indices without having the TDI confluence showing divergence in shark fin. And so, a lot of times, like that Friday move on NAS, you just had to believe the buyers, that the buyers were in the market, and you would just have to get into that and hold it because you believe the buyers are in the market. So that's kind of what we're going to see here, is if the test is going to happen, we're going to believe the buyers and just stay in this one. When the volume comes in at 8:30, we'll get that. But 1 minute 30 seconds could give you an entry into a longer term move here. So if we see the TDI climb a little bit lower, get a cheaper price, maybe offer this retest here, and then enter to the upside, or just wait for the break and enter into the upside. So let's just watch this and see. We're testing it right now, which we definitely could reject it from here, but it's looking good from the upside. Yeah, S&P's in the same position. Gold is just taking off. That was a good buy. Let's see what platinum's doing. Platinum's taking off. Almost at my TP on platinum.
Nice.
I'm just waiting for that one NAS trade. That's it.
Yeah, I think I am going to do that too. I'm probably going to move this stop loss up. Trying to think of where I want to get out of this. Actually, I'm moving this. I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to move this one all the way up to where it's currently at. But that's a good enough run for me. I wasn't looking to make too much off of this. So I'm gonna move it up there and then focus on NAS. And then wheat, I'm gonna wait for wheat to get down to 78.6 fib. All right, so I'm out of the platinum trade. Move that one down so that no longer has my attention, and we'll focus on NQ. 5 minutes left to the open. Let's check a few volume levels. We're gonna go to the 15. So right now, this is where all the orders were placed on this liquidity level. That's where all the volume is. Yeah. Yep, that's where all the volume is. On the 15-minute, all the orders were placed. We're at a critical level. We've seen rejections off of this level.
Yeah, and I think we're going to get another entry on gold because it's going down like on the 32nd to be able to, I believe, push back up. So that will be another opportunity there to get in. And I think it's going to go down to right around that. Glad I waited on that. Maybe right around, maybe not. Maybe right around 2360 re-entry on gold.
Yeah, that would be a good entry. And then also this retest here. If it falls beneath that 2360, maybe 2358.
Okay. Yeah.
I like what it's producing right now. Just a little early.
Here goes NAS.
All right, well, that's the initial break.
Initial break.
All right, so we're waiting on the retest. So it's going to break, and we're waiting on the retest to get into this. And that retest could be a 30-second candle, could be a 1 minute. This could be it right now, but it's not. Not 18,930 is really where you want to see that retest. Now, if we just forget 18,930 and just go off of that 5 minute green candle right here as liquidity, this is definitely a retest area. So, but I would be more confident at the highs. If we break through the highs at 18,930, break through that and come up a little higher. Not hugely confident, and if it pushes down, that gives us a better entry as well.
I just looking at this, I just have I don't know, my bias right now, and I could be definitely wrong, that this is going to, like it's rejecting off of that 15-minute 50 area. And I'm just wondering, is it going to continue to go down? You're expecting it to go up?
No, right now I'm just waiting on the retest. So okay. if it rejects, this is the candle I put in the bottom. If it rejects here and goes down, then we believe the sellers. If it breaks on top of 18,930 and comes up, then we believe the buyers.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, I'm kind of nil on which way it's going to go. I just got tests set up in both directions.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we're like 1 minute off here.
Cue up the bell. Volumes coming into the market now. Yeah, that was the quick spike down. We got the initial rejection. And That may have been all we needed. Let's see. We are in business. Welcome back, everybody. We are eyeing NQ, and we're eyeing gold. Gold is coming down to the initial retest of some 5, really not really 30 seconds. You have to go through to see the liquidation on 30-second chart.
Yeah.
If it breaks through 2360, we're coming down to 2358. So we're going to wait for that. Probably should move this alert up. And then NQ is getting all those stop losses taken care of. Everybody that wants to enter in early, they're just going to take care of the stop losses.
Take them out.
And then clear the path for us. I'm going to get long here. I am long 10. That's at 1930. My stop is going to be right below liquidity down here. But I am long at really early, but I'm going to stick with that. What am I, sell stop? Yeah. All right, here we go. We're breaking above 18,930 on NQ, and there it goes.
Let's go.
Let's go. That was the break here with this candle, and that was the retest. So I think I went in way too light on this one. So we're going to move the stop up to break even. If we can get a cheaper price, that would be great off of a retest. Let's see where we go today. All right, here it comes. Hit my first stop. There we go. All right, that's the retest here. Let's see if it holds. I'm on the 30-second chart, so price is going to move really fast. That could have been high for the day to the upside if that retest fails. If this one rejects off of this and goes to the upside, then we definitely want to take this re-entry. And it doesn't look like that area is going to hold. Let's watch. If that hold off of this retest is going to be solid. And it's not holding. So that was in the high. This is the last area that needs to hold here. That was a good move to the upside initially, but now we're seeing if this last area is going to hold. Trying to get you sellers in the market right now. Is it gonna get all the sellers in the market? Order filled. I think I'm gonna fill some orders as well.
You going in long, Tim?
Yeah, I'm going in long. I think we're trying to get those sellers in the market. Stop fill. Yeah, we got the cheaper price from there. What? 11. And we're just testing it. We're going to move this to break even. See if we get a cheaper price now. I kind of want to get heavier, but it hasn't come all the way down yet. I kind of want to get.
Yeah, I'm not heavy. I actually only went in with 25 micros. We're gonna see what happens.
All right, a lot of orders placed at this level. We'll see if this level is going to hold. Sort of reminds me, I think we were, what was the initial trade that we took that we lost on? Was it NAS?
Was our platinum?
It sort of reminds me of that trade of where liquidity is. We kind of failed to test up here, but we also have this bottom that we're testing as well. And that bottom's not holding up for me. So I may be liquidity right now. Yeah, I'm on liquidity on this account. All right, so I am out. That was probably about $1,200 loss on trying to buy the market when it's trying to sell off.
Yeah, I got in a sell on that one.
Yeah,
I got in too early, lost some, then came back on top. But yeah,
we're not too far off on. I mean, it's a breakdown in structure. That sell off up here, should have known, because that was what I've been talking about all morning. Is we got to break and hold above 18,930.
yeah,
Which we've been rejecting off of in the past. If we don't, that's a breakdown in structure. But it was just taking one last glance at possible liquidity striking right there. But now we got to believe the sellers are in the market. So let's just take a look at DXY really quick. And as DXY is pushing up off of support, we're retesting here. We need to see that exhaustion on DXY, and it doesn't look like it's going to exhaust right now. So we're going to get that pullback on NAS and on gold. All right, so I said, on days that I lose, it's things like this that I lose on.
yeah.
It's like these really cheap buys that
CNBC, NAS is negative, and Dow is negative.
just watching this.
Order filled.
And then we got news at 9.
At 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that was a retest right here on NAS. We're rejecting off that level. I'm just seeing if this level gets broke. Oh, those buyers want to be in the market. I am a bull right now in NAS, and I want to take this buy so bad. I just lost 1,200, so I got to be cautious on it. Oh, I want to take that buy so bad.
We are all over the place this morning. We got to calm down. We got to calm down.
Well, this is the piece that we're talking about, is that when it pushes lower and gets priced in cheaper. And so I was looking at this retest and saying it was rejecting off of it. I was like, I want to see that broken. Because you know it's a buy type scenario right now.
It was a nice shark fin in that 1 minute.
This is buy territory all day.
Yeah. And I had it. I had a level marked right at 18,888, and it's like touched that, went right back up.
All right, Sheree, have a good day. Michelle, you said you're back in gold. Let's see what gold's doing. Yeah, oh, it did retest. It retested right off at 23.58.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I like gold. I think I like it. Not on the higher time frames. It's just right in the that 3 minute and 1 minute looks great.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am right at the point of having my first meeting for the morning. So I'm going to leave it to you guys to hold it down for a few more.
Yeah.
And I will see you guys tomorrow. No, I'm going to see you tonight.
Tonight, okay.
Tonight.
Markets. Night markets.
Yep. I'm gonna be on the evening market tonight.
Cool.
So you guys have a good one. Hold it down.
Yeah.
And I'll see you this evening.
All right. Have a good one.
Everybody have a great day.
You too.
Okay, Dr. N has to leave. Have a good day, Dr. N.
Have a good one.
Tamika, have a good one.
Tamika, you as well. I want to see how Michelle's gold buy plays out at 23.61. This has a lot of potential to push to the upside off of this retest.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of potential to push to the upside. I'm kind of done trading out of this account. I'm not trading my master account.
Yeah.
But out of this account, I think I'm down. Yeah, I'm down about 1,200. No. Yeah, 2,100.
Okay.
Out of this account. So this account is pretty much, I mean, I have 6,000 to go on this one, but those are, I'm seeing I believe I'm seeing the market correctly. It's just my entries are a little off. So for that reason, I'm taking a little breather on this account.
I really need to do the same thing. Because this account that I'm on, I'm actually down like 2,600. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little breather on it, and listen, I gotta decrease my risk.
Yeah, you know, but I said this earlier on. These type of markets is where I'll take the biggest loss, because this is, to me, all I see is the buys right here, and so I'm not on the side. And let me just talk about this. I'm not on the side of the market, of the direction that the market is going, and that's a bad place to be. So that's one of the reasons is that I keep seeing the buy, and the market saying no, we want to sell off, and but I see the buy, and so that's to be in that kind of position, you'll lose a lot, and that's the main reason why I'm taking a breather, is that the market is saying, we failed the retest here, you failed the retest here, and now we're introducing new lows, so we're going to sell off and squeeze the buyers, and it's better just to be out of the market at that point.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
Accounts still intact. You're looking at the market. You know, these type of moves, but it's okay. That's the bottom. No, just
it's not the bottom yet.
just wait and let the market play out. I'll probably end up coming back in the evening markets and looking at it, but just watching the sell off. The sellers, whoever's in the sales on these, are in control. The bears are in control this morning.
Well, indeed.
There's a lot of resistance, so I'm going out. Hopefully at breaking. Oh, you're talking about gold? Yeah. A lot of sellers are being introduced, and see, this is where price gets cheaper, more buyers come in. This is where I start. That top level failed. Oh, we're just pushing down to a level of support. Oh, this is a cheap buy right here. And you believe the market. If it wants to sell, it's going to sell.
Yeah, but then it just keeps falling. It keeps falling. Yeah, because I'm sitting here looking at gold like that, and I'm like, oh, okay, cheap price, really short stop loss, maybe around 23.51, somewhere around there, or 23.53, which is right below the last area of support.
Yeah, I mean it's a cheap buy because you're not gonna. I mean, if it gets past this level, you don't want to be in it. So it's a cheap buy right here. So I can see that. Maybe we take a small position on that.
Yeah, I took a small one. I went in with just 5 micros.
Yeah. Like it's really cheap to buy at this low. So let's just see. If it's going to introduce the highs. And what we're looking at here is, I think, the 78.6 level. Yeah, we're right around that 78.6. We're kind of broken through 78.6 on that retracement. Could it possibly go retest the highs? Now, I think the sellers are still in the market. That's why I don't like these. That's why I'm done. I say I'm done, but there's really no risk on this. Yeah. Like there's 10 micros is very small.
Yeah. Tamisha said she's noticed when that 1 minute rainbow curve down followed by range sell. And then she said if the 1 minute U curve in price followed by range is a buy.
Yeah, that's something you could back test and see. You know, if you add it, you're looking for edge in the market. Yeah, I don't like the way this is coming. I'm gonna move my stop to break even. But that's the way you find edge in the market. Oh, I only have one. I forgot to change it to 11. Yeah. So I think the sellers are still in control. We're just not believing it. So the sellers are in control right now. So we'll just see if this holds up. We have 10 micros on. Stop pulled to the bottom. We'll let that stop get hit if the sellers are still in. But if the price is right, the buyers will come back in. Not looking good for the buyers though at this moment. If you are long the indices and metals right now, as the DXY is pushing up, you're on the wrong side of the equation.
Yeah, I'm not liking the buys at all.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that sell.
Would have been a crazy sell. Please. Man.
But and it gave us that. It's like,
it did.
You know, it's like it couldn't close above 18,930. Like it introduced it, then the retest happened and it fell right through. So that should have been the first sign that we believed it. Then it came back and retested old resistance or support, turned into resistance right here. We didn't believe it there either. And then it fell through. So, you know, sometimes you are contrary to the market, and when that happens, you will lose.
It's true.
But good analysis. You know, I like that. Even for the bulls, if you're a bull in this market, I like that you would have a reason why. That you're not saying I'm bullish because I'm bullish. No, you're marking out your levels. You have a reason why you think that it will happen a certain way, and so you're going to have, let's say, you're right 70% of the time, or let's say you're right 50% of the time. With a 2-to-1 strategy, you're going to be very profitable for the month. You're going to be very profitable for the week.
Yeah.
And that's really the way of trading, is that, you know, have a plan. If your plan doesn't work out, 70% of the time you're still profitable. And that is the way of the trader.
It is. Indeed.
It's, I mean, I like seeing the guys that say, you know, I have 100% win rate and different things. I just, and I, you know, I try to do it, and it's just, it's like you will, in order for me to be disconnected and just to accept it for what it is, I've accepted my 70%. You know, it's like, okay, there's going to be 30% where I'm going to be wrong, and I'm fine with that. My risk management will take care of that. I'm fine with it. You know, to print out, you know, put in the Discord, oh, I had an $8,000 day. Oh, I had a $7,000 day. To come back and say I just lost 1,500. You know, I accept that kind of risk.
Yeah.
And that's a part of the game. You know, strikeouts are going to be a part of the game.
But those influencers don't tell you about them strikeouts. They don't tell you about the blown accounts and all of that. But
yeah, and I get it. You know, if you're basing it off of 100% win strategy, you gotta hold the line with that, I guess.
Yeah.
And but realistically, if you've been in trading for a couple years, you know that your win rate has very little influence on your risk management plan.
Yep.
You know, and your profitability. And so it's how you lose that matters.
Yes.
It's how you lose that matters. And for this one, I don't get frustrated by this trade, this loss here, because I know why I did it.
Yep.
You know, it's like I look left, I see areas where it rejected off formally. I see old resistance that we climbed on and used that as support. We came and retested it. Old support there. I look at the NVIDIA report. I look at all-time highs and how NAS was going last week. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I look at the retests of liquidity levels. So there's a lot of reasons why I like those levels. And if we come back tomorrow, I see that, I'm going to do the same thing and we'll win that trade. Or I may come back this evening and win that same setup. And so every now and then it's going to go left on you. But if you have trade setups that look like this is a 1 to 2. This is a 1 to 3. If you have trade setups that look like that, you're going to be profitable at the end of the day.
Yep. Yeah. Don't get gun shy. Like, trust your analysis. And like you said, that 60 to 70% win rate with proper risk management, that's all you need.
Yeah.
That's really all you need. Let's see, Tamisha said, yes, she's been back testing, what she's seeing with that rainbow curve. And she'll continue doing that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I want to see that. I'd take a look at what you're talking about.
Yeah, post an example in our Advancer lab.
We'll coin it the Tamisha Rainbow Curve.
Here we go.
Yeah. All right. If this one hits break even, I'm out. Yeah, it's hitting break even now.
Yeah, mine hit break even.
Yeah. All right. So I'm done until this evening. If you sellers want to sell the market, go ahead and sell it, but I'm not going to be involved in it.
You're not going to do it, huh?
I'm not going to do it. I'm not selling today.
Well, we got news in 5 minutes.
What's that mean?
I almost forgot we got news. What's that mean?
Queue up the 100 mini contracts?
No, that's not what that means. It's not it.
The DXY is on an uptrend, and so technicals are saying that DXY is bullish. That's why we're selling off. Is that dollar's gaining strength? And you got to look at options. Do I want to invest in, what does investing in a dollar looks like? Well, you can invest in bonds, treasury yields. That's how you invest in the dollar. Would investors rather invest in the dollar or invest in an index or invest in gold? And so when dollar is bullish, you're going to see a lot of investors pouring into the dollar, which means that risk is coming off of gold, risk is coming off of indices. And that's what's currently happening in the market, is that investors are going to the dollar, risk is coming off of gold, risk is coming off of indices, which to me is more of a pullback before we continue. So we could be exhausting here pretty soon. You're probably going to find some turnarounds and some pivot points, but we shall see. Well, we got 3 minutes till news. So you gonna be on evening markets tonight?
Yeah, I'll be on
some Nikkei.
Yeah, absolutely. I need it.
Oh, I didn't tell everybody about my blow up. I told you about it, but I didn't tell everybody about it. This blow up I had with Ninja Trader. So last week I was trading on Ninja Trader, and so I was just doing. It was an account that I set up in Ninja Trader to do copy trades, but I was just trading it on TradingView, and so we're on TradingView, trading it, and I enter the order. The order goes against me, but I go in heavy on that order. I was like, oh, not a big deal. I was like, this is my aggressive account that I'm trading out of. So I'm in the trade. I go to Ninja Trader. I flip it over, go to Ninja Trader. All of my accounts are trading the same trade. And so I had to flatten all the accounts, go out of it, took a significant loss in all of the accounts. So upset. But so now, but it was a learning lesson for me, is like double check. So in Ninja Trader, you can set up which account copy trades from. And so what I've done now is I segmented out Ninja Trader, where I have, it's a simulated account in Ninja Trader. So if I take an account here on TradingView, it doesn't go over to Ninja Trader. It's only a Ninja Trader simulated account. When I take a trade out of that, then it copies on all the accounts. It's a way to manage my risk so I don't accidentally take a trade on TradingView that's trading all the accounts in Ninja Trader. So wanted to share that news of that huge loss that I took in the accounts. It's just a different different ball game. Look at this. News just broke. All right, let's look at news real quick.
Listen, I forgot that quick.
Yeah, I was just talking about it. So it was positive for the dollar. That's why you're seeing this gold trade fall through. Mm-hmm. So DXY is going to push up. Yeah, so you see DXY going crazy. It was positive for the dollar. That was the consumer sentiment report. Any news to strengthen it is going to do that. So dollar's pushing up, which means indices and metals are going to push down. Yeah. Jamal is in the building. Praise the Lord. I'm glad I found you guys. Oh, praise God. Jamal, good to see you, man. We appreciate that. Yeah.
We do.
Most definitely appreciate that. And it's good to see you in the audience, man. Love to engage with you more. Are you new to trading? Are you just starting out? Or have you been trading for a while? Let us know. Yeah, that's so, our analysis for today, especially with news and DXY shooting up, we were looking for the buys. The buys aren't there. The buyers are not in the market. We may find some lower levels, a little lower. I think early on, Dr. Ann said 18.8 she was looking at.
Yeah. Well, she called it.
Yeah, and she was right. And news is lining up with her. So we definitely could see it coming lower in hindsight. And gold should be coming down as well. And so I'm not shorting this market, right? So I'm going to be out until this evening. I'm not for evening markets. I'm not shorting this market. We're just going to watch the sellers sell off. Yeah, I think that's what we got. But we're glad that just highly disappointed. It happens, Michelle. It happens. You can't win them all. But that's something that you can learn off of. When DXY, it's just those pivot points when the dollar gains strength. It's a risk-on environment for the dollar. All the risk is going to transfer from indices and metals. It's going to transfer onto the dollar. You can see the dollar breaking this last high, and so that's going to continue to push up. So keep an eye out on that. I think I got a phone. Let me see. Turn my phone off. All right. So continue to watch that. You'll see that happen time and time again.
Yeah, it's funny. Today it's felt like a Monday for me. It's Tuesday, but it's really, really felt like a Monday where, things happen. So, like you said, Tim, we were seeing the markets, but when you have a bias, and you can't shake that bias. You don't go with what the market is telling you to go with, then you can have some losing days.
Well, you're gonna have $1 billion, $6 trillion going against you. It's like
exactly.
It's not, you're not gonna win in that environment. But
I took a couple of losses today. So my pride, my ego is a little bruised at the moment, but I'm gonna get it back though.
You're gonna get it back. It's part of the game. You're gonna get it back. Sellers won today, and we'll watch that sell off. It'll push to a level of support. But tonight, let's jump on the evening markets. See what evening markets have for us, and I wouldn't try to jump under this falling knife right now.
And right now, gold is at looks like it's at the 1 minute VWAP and 800. Kind of rejecting, and it's at the bottom of the PDI.
Terrace. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay. Let it go.
No.
Let it go.
Listen.
Do not jump into the falling knife right now. Let this move simmer down a little bit. Let a few other candles open up, and then we can take it.
Tim said, "Don't do it. Don't do it." Listen, I feel like it's about to be a pullback. It's good.
No.
Okay,
So
right.
thanks for tuning in, everybody.
I'm not gonna do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, Kiara said, "What time are we on tonight?" We're at
8 p.m. Central.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Central.
Oh, nice, Judy.
Yeah.
Woke up to profit.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Cool. Well, I got to jump off. I got to take a phone call.
Ooh.
Got some stuff going on, but no, it's been a good day. We learned a lot. Yeah, that's right. Talk Terrace off the ledge.
No, I got to trade though. I gotta.
No. Dude, come on! I need that trade.
I need that trade.
No, we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it.
Yeah.
But yeah, join us tonight, 8 p.m. Central, and we'll keep going with the markets.
Yep. We'll be back tonight. All right, guys.
All right. Thanks, everyone.